So finally it's time. How long have we waited for this earnings report? I mean, since the last earnings report, we were on tension, okay? We didn't know, okay, what will happen with the test flight of February. I guess we just, rescheduled a couple of days and then came the horror news. The flight is rescheduled. This was presented during the earnings presentation last time, okay? But now we are looking into a much brighter future, okay? First of all, we are looking into the earnings, which is usually a very nice opportunity for Virgin Galactic to let us know what they are working on. Maybe something totally new. What were the spendings and what is about the next test flight? When we can talk about the real thing in the air and what's news about the team, about the company. So those earnings are my favorite days. And obviously I will be live tonight, so make sure to stay tuned, stay subscribed, make sure to bang that like button, and I'm looking forward to see you live. Now, if you're interested into the, rumors about the test flight, well, make sure to follow and check the last live stream that I did yesterday evening, where I talked a little bit about what's going on and so on. But today it's all about the earnings, okay? The earnings that we were waiting for. And for that, let me go through the last earnings and therefore tell you what I'm looking at this earnings. So we will be a huge step forward, what we should look forward to, and let's go. So here on the main page of the investor relation, you can actually look into all of the past earnings report, press releases, events, and so on. So we are talking about today the first quarter 2021 results, which will be, available after the market close today. Then we are looking into the last earnings release, which was the first quarter and full year financial results. And we press here on earnings presentation because this is the official presentation. Now, obviously the presentation style, in my personal opinion, gets better and better. Just to show you, this was it before, and before that it was even worse. So as you can see, the presentation style, similar to Tesla, it gets better and better, right? However, here you can see that they are talking about the achievements of Michael Colglazer, the CEO, which was the transition of the space port, from Mojave to New Mexico, conducted 2 successful glide flights, several additional FFA verification reports, demonstration commercial demand with one-step program which closed with approximately 1,000 participants. This is basically people that put down a $1,000 deposit. So basically very, very interested people, okay? Conducted test flights and so on and so forth. So without question and hands down, the most important information will be what they have done over the last 3 months in terms of test flight preparation, when we can expect the test flight to be happening, and then what is next on the mission plan, okay? We are seeing something very similar here as a program update that they said, 3 flights that they have to make. One is the, rescheduled flight. One is with the full crew as passengers. And then the third one with Richard Branson, which is absolutely insane if you think about it. And they aim obviously also the FAA verification process as well. So the flight test program update, the second flight and the third flight. So here they are just, again, explaining a little bit about what's going on. Then they talked a little bit about the EMS problem, electrical magnetic fields, right? I hope that they at least give us a glimpse how they solved it, so we get an understanding for how long it took, specifically for those who are not that deep into engineering. Maybe not in the presentation, but maybe in the conference call after, they will explain us, okay, what they have done and why they have done it, and so on and so forth, okay? Then talk a little bit about markets, which I don't think it's changed much, right? They talk about fleet expansion. Here I would love to hear what is the cost as well as the period of time they need to produce already the next spacecraft. As we know, there was just the last spacecraft launched in March, which was exciting. Full new design, improvements, modular build type of solution that they can change parts if they are worn out, right? So I think this is important as well for the future growth. So this will be also quite interesting, and also, scaling manufacturing, how they do it. Then about 3 months now, the two guys, Swami and Steven, joined. So love to hear their, let's say, first 90 days and how they integrate it, what they say about the company, what they think about, what is their vision, how to get there, and so on. Specifically for the VP of Engineering, Stephen Justice, I would love to hear what he has to say, and I hope that he will jump on the conference call as well. The new CFO, that will be quite interesting as well, if he has any remarks. And then if at all Mr. Joe Road, the new experience architect, could somehow tell us something, what he has envisioned for the experience, I would love that. I love that video that they put out with him together, just talking about, how the future looked like, and, there was no space race, and there was nobody in the air, and I just love that. Okay, here's a small snippet if you haven't seen it.
I am of the generation that, when I was born, there was nothing in the sky except stars. Nothing. No Sputnik, no space race, nothing. So I've seen the entirety of the history of space unfold across my lifetime. My name is Joe Rohde. I've just joined the Virgin Galactic team. I come from a long history with Walt Disney Imagineering, 40 years. I have worked for a long time in projects that involve this sort of transformational power of adventure. To go somewhere you have never been, to do something you've never done, see something you've never seen, changes you. Well, this is one of the most profound things that can happen to you. To go beyond the reaches of the Earth into space and to look back down at it is a spectacularly unique opportunity with a huge potential for transformational change in a person.
So after that, let's have a look further. Marketing and brand strategy. Also, Blair Rich is quite interesting. She came from Warner Brothers, so still in the entertainment field. So maybe she can tell us a little bit how they want to market the experience. And maybe also a word by Goodman, which is the revenue planning guy. Okay, so he can build, like, let's say, more interesting planning about the whole revenue and what they expect now with all the new informations and so on and so forth. I would love to hear their opinion on Blue Origin, because it's basically quite now direct competition, and they want to fly the summer already. The first person that auctioned the seat, which is not really the first, let's say, civil person that a private company flies up there. It's basically still Virgin Galactic, because they flew Mrs. Moses up there as the chief astronaut training person. She has no experience in astronaut flying or anything. So, she was like the first civilian up there by a private company, because neither SpaceX shoots someone like that up, nor Blue Origin until now. So, it's a matter of how, you see it, obviously. So that's quite interesting. So other than that, Space Advisory Board stays the same. Even George Whiteside stays on the board, as I know it. So maybe a little word about that. But, those are the main parts as we're going now into the financials, which is, how much they spent or they lost over the last couple of 3 months. It will be in the range of $60-70 million, because they still, building the fleet. So building the fleet, test flight, and team. That would be my top priorities, what I want to hear in the earnings call or the earnings presentation. That's pretty much it, guys. And then from there, all of that will be new information. We take it from there, right? I mean, there's not much that we can philosoph now and say, oh, what happened if this happens? But, I think that something like this is, quite interesting. And therefore I say thank you and make sure to subscribe, because we will be live in just a couple of hours to be at the verge of Virgin Galactic with their earnings release and more informations.